Hello everybody, we are coming live again with another Linio Talk. Here we have Juan Rojas, another one of our co-workers in Linio Labs. He is going to be talking about Git and troubleshooting and other tips to maybe fix our repositories when things start to get on fire. So Juan, thank you for coming, and it's all yours.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to my presentation. So today I'm going to present you troubleshooting tools and other tips. In this presentation, I'm going to show you some commands to will be useful to your work days. And yes, I'm Juan Pablo. I'm software engineer at the Linio Labs in Diligent. So let's begin. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the content of this presentation is how to order my commits, integrating other changes in my branch, working my healthy and fresh branch is so important, and finding a problematic commit. This happens every time. And finally, good practices and recommended tools to do this. So in this presentation, I'm going to use the most generic interface to show you examples, because the final tool for visualization needs to be taken by yours. All of the concept will be shown in a controller context with a very simple example. The idea of this presentation is that you can take this command and play with them on your own computer. So first, it's necessary to take a look at the commit structure, because it will be useful to understand some concepts in this presentation. So we need to pay attention to the first one, the commit identifier. We have a commit title description and the author of the commit. It's so important to see who is the responsible for your bug, and the parent identifier also. So the first situation is how to order my branch in totally chaos. For example, this is a common branch in totally chaos. It's like a murder. We can have commits like this: fix dot, fix typo, second line, fix space, add dot. We have very insignificant names and not descriptive name. Maybe we can condense in a single commit all of these changes. So how to order my commits? We have 4 commands in this case. Commit amend, which permit add changes to your last commit or change files in this case. An interactive rebase, you can organize your commit using an interactive tool. In my case, I'm going to use Visual Studio Code to do this. And fix up is useful to combine commits, 2 or more commits. All of the commits will be part of the previous commit. And squash is like the fix up as well, but the commits message will be combined. So this is an example time. Okay, we have this command. I'm going to apply this commit amend to the last commit of my branch. In this case, the name is fix dot. I'm going to change the name. Last commit. Okay, this is my new name. I'm going to close this, and we can see right here the new name. Okay, the second use is to add more changes to this commit, this last commit. For example, I have this file. This is my new line. So I'm going to save this, and first I'm going to add my changes and execute commit amend. So I'm going to close this file, and the changes was added to my last commit. I can see in this part the last commit. So following with this, I'm going to show you the second command, in this case, interactive rebase. Interactive rebase, you can see all of the commit that you want. This is the structure of the command. And this flag is activates the interactive rebase. You need to take the head of your branch and pass the quantity of commits that you want to see. In this case, I'm going to take only 3. Okay. In this case, we have a lot of options. This is an interactive tool from VS Code. You can use your preference. But in this case, we have a lot of options here. Pick is the default option. Drop is useful to remove the commit completely. Edit is like a amend that the previous command. And squash and fix up, I'm going to take a moment to explain. But no. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to, for example, reward a commit. In this case, if I mark this option, start the rebase, and I can change the name, for example. I want to show you the last commit was changed. So again, I'm going to execute the rebase, and I'm going to execute the edit option. So I'm going to add a new change right here. I'm going to add my changes, git rebase continue. And these configurations will be appear in your tool, of course. Right here we have a conflict, and we can resolve this conflict as well. So I'm going to select both in this case, and we have these ones right here. And I'm going to continue the rebase in this case. Okay. Okay, so following with the next command, we can drop a commit. For example, in this case, we can drop a commit. And also we take another conflict. So I'm going to take this one, and that's it. Oh, sorry. Yes. Okay. Okay, so we remove the commit that I dropped. So I'm going to explain the last two and one of the most important commit in this presentation. I think this one is fix up. So fix up, if you want to combine 2 or more commits, you can use fix up. In this case, all of the commits will be part of the previous commit. So sorry, I have a conflict. Okay. Okay. I'm going to avoid the commit because I want to reset my branch. Okay. Now, yes. For example, if use fix up in this case, the commits will be part of the previous commit marked as peak. For example, I want to combine this commit with this one and also this one. So I'm going to fix up, and these 2 commits will be part of the second line commit. I'm going to start the rebase, and that's it. Okay. So finally, the squash, this command also works to combine commits as fix up, but the difference is that the name of the commit will be combined. For example, I'm going to take 4 commits again, and I'm going to squash these commits. Okay, and this is the combined names. In this case, I'm going to close my branch, my file, sorry. And the commits was merged in this case. So the next situation that I'm going to present you is my production branch is broken. I need your commit to solve this. What can I do? So this is very quick. So I'm going to integrate other changes quickly. You can use cherry pick command. In this case, for example, if I deploy it to production, but a customer have an error 500 because a commit to solve this is missing, I discovered that the commit is on another developer branch. What can I do? This command allows to take any commit in a branch and bring it into another branch. You only need to know the identifier of this commit. So let's see an example of this. Okay. So I'm going to switch my branch, Awesome production branch. Okay. We have another little program here. Okay, it's presenting errors, but I want to know what is the, I want the commit that fix this. So we have another branch, in this case, called a staging branch that have the solution for this. And we need to see the commits on this. What is the commit that fix this? Is a defined variable in this case. So we need to take into account this identifier. I'm going to copy this. So I'm going to set my branch and production branch. I'm going to execute the command. And the identifier. This is the extraction. You cherry pick and the identifier. So now we added the new commit right here. Is exactly the same. And I'm going to execute my app. So all is okay. That is the command cherry pick. It's very useful to save your branch. Sometimes a client called to me saying I need that commit because my another customer is with problems, something like that. So the next situation is I want my branch fresh and healthy. How to do this? We have two commands that I recommend to use. The first one is git rebase. This command permit, of course, update your branch and put your commits at the end of your history. What's happened here? How to explain this? Suppose that this is my main branch. In some moment, I create a child branch from here. When the timing goes on, both branches started to generate commits by on their own. So in the main branch, the commits were added by another developers, and in my feature branch by me. So update this branch. In my case, my feature branch takes the commit that were generated on the main branch. In this case, they are red dots, and put them at the beginning of the child branch. In this case, like this. All of these commits pass here. So the yes, it's in the beginning. In this case, is like if the starting point has changed, so the result is an updated branch. And another way to do this, sorry, is git merge. So this command permits to update your branch as well, like the another situation, but in this case, all of the difference comes to your branch inside a commit. So to see the difference, I'm going to explain you with an example. So let me see, what is the branch? Okay. This is my main branch. Suppose that I'm going to create another child branch, as explained before. New child branch. And another one is another one, number 2, one for rebase and another one for merge. So suppose that in my main branch, I'm going to add another changes, new change. I'm going to create 2 commits in this case. For example, I'm going to add another function right here. Like, okay. Okay. Okay, suppose that we have a different commit in my main branch, and in the child branch, we work in another things. For example, change the sport like football. We create my own commit. Sport equal football. Okay. And okay, that's it. I have one commit right here. So the first commit, the first command, sorry, is git rebase. I'm going to show you what is the commit right here. So I'm going to clear my command line. Okay. Have the first one, Lenny likes git, function to print, Lenny likes sport. And in the main branch, pay attention on this. We have this one and two new commits at the end. So I'm going to again go to my child branch and I'm going to put a rebase. So new child branch. Okay. So the rebase our main branch. Okay. I take the changes and integrate the changes on my branch, so my branch is updated. So pay attention on this, and one line. With this command, I can see that the new commits were added at the beginning of my branch. So my last commit that I did here is at the end. So this is the rebase. Now I'm going to show you with another branch the git merge. Suppose that I'm going to change again this one. Okay, I'm going to execute merge. Okay, why this file was open? Because this is a new commit. All of the changes will be taken in a new commit at the end of the branch. So I'm going to save this, and it's okay. Now, if I see the commits in the list, we have this type of commit. So give me a moment. Okay. Sorry. Okay. When I recommend use rebase or merge, in this case, I recommend use merge when you want to update a parent branch or introduce changes to a parent branch, because the only thing that we are adding in this branch is a commit at the end. Because if you use rebase in this case, you will be changed the base branch, and you can have a lot of problem with the child branches. So I recommend use merge. Always in GitHub, the pull requests are merged in the main branch, not rebase. In other side, I recommend use rebase in a child branches, because it's a good way to update your branch and resolve conflict, and you will work in more orderly way. So that is my recommendation. You can play with this command at the end of the presentation on your own computer. So a quick tip, how to reset my changes. I'm going to use a new command which is called git reset. We have two flags right here. I remember that in my first time doing this, I located the file manually and I did the reverse, but in Git we have a command, this command to do this quickly. As I say, exists many ways to reset, but normally in my experience, I have used two. Soft is the most secure because when you make a reset, the changes of the deleted commit appears in your changes, and in other side, hard is a dangerous flag. I don't recommend use this because when you reset your commits, the changes are deleted forever. Let's see a quick example with the same branch. I'm going to reset my last commit with a soft flag, and the head indicates from the end of to the two last commits in this case, and the changes appear right here. And I can commit again, add another change, and rewrite the commits, something like that. And that's it. For example, I'm going to commit again. New commit for my change. Okay. Now, if I use the dangerous flag, in this case, hard, the commit is deleted forever. So take care with this. So the next situation is the last situation. Is very important to talk about this. My production branch, imagine that my production branch is broken and I don't know what is the bad commit, where is my bug in this case. In this moment, we don't know which is the part of the code that is propagating the error. The only thing that we know is that the project works in any moment. So in this case, I'm going to present you the last command. It's called git bisect. This is a binary search algorithm. It applies the search algorithm dividing your commit history, answering and asks you if in that moment of the division the project works. For example, we have 7 commits right here, and the algorithm will divide this in 2, and Git will ask you if in which moment the project works. For example, if in this case it fell right here, will be divided again in 2 parts, and again Git asks you in which moment the project works. And finally, you can find the bad commits. So example time. These are the bad commits. Let's see my example branch. Git bisect example. So I'm going to close this because not needed. So I'm going to run my project. So is little app. Okay, it's failing. So I don't know where is the commit that is propagating this. So I'm going to start doing the bisect. Sorry, first I'm going to show you the commits in this side. So suppose that we know what is the good commit in which moment the project works. Suppose that it's here. I'm going to check out right here. I'm going to run the project again. Okay, the project works. It's okay. I'm going to go to my branch again. So we know that it's failing in my updated branch. and in this commit, the project failed. So I'm going to copy this identifier for later. So I'm going to start my bisect. Bisect start. Now we started a new section of bisect, so we need to write my state. In this case, the project is failing, so I'm going to write bad because my project is bad right here. Sorry, T missing. Okay. So now we know when the project was working. Good. In which moment? In this commit. Oh, sorry, again, a T. Git bisect good in this. Okay. So we started a session, and now my history was divided in two, and now I need to run my project again. Okay, it's okay right here, and I'm going to say that my project is good. Again, was divided in two, taking the algorithm. Okay, again, it's good. I'm going to run. Okay, in this moment, my project is failing. I'm going to say bad. Okay, Git, bring me this response. And this is the suspected commit. So I'm going to close my bisect section. Reset. Oh, sorry. Okay. So I'm going to copy this identifier and git show. I'm going to put a git show to see what is the change that contains this commit. And it's this one. Okay, if I go to my project, right here we have the error. So of course, I'm going to comprovate that this is the commit 7B. Okay, yeah, okay. This is, I'm going to delete this, and finally, git bisect works. My project is, it's okay. So it's a really good magic in this case. It's a really useful git bisect. I recommend a lot. So keep your team happy. This is the last section of the presentation. Always, I say, keep your ranch fresh and healthy, updating your ranches with write good commits. I recommend Angular commit convention. Is a documentation right here that say how to commit, how to write the message of your commits. For example, the header needs to have what is the type of the commit, and what is the scope, and the summary is the description. But also we need to have a body in our commit explaining what is changing. And the footer, for example, is optional, but if you fix another part of your code not related with your feature, you also need to put this right here. Here's the link, and use tool for your choice to make your work easier. I recommend 3 in this case: Gitkraken or Fork. In my case, I use VS Code with extension and the console. I like to take control of my commands, but it's only for me. You can use others are many of this. So thank you for coming. This is my presentation. So if you have any question, please let me know. Remember that you can use this command by your own, testing your computer with real environments. This is a very easy examples, very little examples to understand this. And that's it.
Thank you, Juan. It was a great presentation. Actually, yeah, those commands are at the core of resolving conflicts with Git, right? Like Git reset hard and soft are one of the most powerful tools, at least for me, when I want to. And one thing that I wanted to recommend with that is that whenever you want to do a Git reset and move the head, right, of that branch to a previous stage, maybe you can clone the branch. So you can create a new branch, then do the Git reset, move the branch to a previous stage, and then if that's what you want to happen, then you can push it or maybe replace the other branch or whatever. But always you can have things done, right? Like cloning branches and etc. So you can save a fail safe in let's say to if something breaks with the Git. And then another thing that I wanted to add is that fork is a great tool, that one of the ones that you recommended there, right? I use it every day because it lets you see the branches, right? Like in a UI. So yeah, I guess you're accustomed to see it in with Git log, but for me it has always been easier to see it with fork.
Yes, as JC said, please, when you make big changes with your commit story, for example, delete commits or make merge, rebase, please make a copy of your branch because this is a really powerful command. For example, if you make a reset hard in your production branch or a really important branch and you don't have a copy of this, it's terrible. It's fire everywhere. So take care about this. Always make a copy, and that's it.
Exactly. We have a question from Nestor. I don't know, Nestor, if you want to say it out loud. I don't know if you're still there, actually. Yeah, you are. If not, I can read it.
Yeah. Well, basically, at the very beginning, Jim showed us some of the options that you can do when you are using your UI tool regarding the Git rebase. One of them was to allow to drop a commit. That will be something similar to reverting a commit, or is different?
It's similar, but in this case, if you want to drop a commit in the middle of the branch, not the last commit, you can use interactive rebase with the drop option, but it's the same. The only thing that is more flexible in this case.
But I have a question, a follow-up question. But does the commit get removed? Like it wasn't ever there, or is it like reverted? Because I believe that what Nestor said, or what he is referring, is that in GitHub, whenever you are reverting a commit, what Git does is to create a new commit reverting the changes. So you keep the history, right? Because you have the original commit and then you have the commit that reverses the changes. But I believe when you do the rebase, that commit just gets deleted and you don't have kind of like a log that you deleted that.
Yes,
I don't exactly know.
Yeah, exactly. You delete the commit forever because rebase is reorganize your branch completely. So the story can change completely. You can remove commits or change the order of the commits. I think that is the most powerful tool in this case. Yes, you have a lot of options, but in this specific case, which is drop commit, yes, in the middle of your branch, you can drop the commits and forever this is the letter.
Does that answer your question, Nestor?
Yes.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, guys, do you have any other questions? Francisco, we covered Git bisect. I actually didn't know of the existence of Git bisect, so it's the first time that I have seen it.
Yes, it's a
It
very
was
good
pretty
tool.
fun. Yeah.
Yes.
A few weeks ago, I saw this command that I don't remember the name of it. I think I posted in one of the channels. It was something to filter something about filter branch or something like that you can apply changes to all of the commits in the history, right? So maybe if you want to amend all the committers in one branch, you can change that. Or maybe if you want to, I don't know, change the commit messages in all the commits in a branch, you can do it. It's a pretty powerful tool, and you do it with some kind of code that you embed in the command. I will try to find it and send it to the channel later. I don't know
Yes.
if you know what is the command that I'm referring, Juan.
That is a new command for me. Yes, I want to know. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
Yeah,
interesting.
I discovered it because of ChatGPT, of course, because I wanted to, I needed a way to change all the committers in a branch, and yeah, I found that. Out. Okay, guys, any other questions? Well, if there isn't any, we can finish the meeting. Here I'm sending this link. Danilo Diez posted a blog a few weeks ago about conventional commits. So it's in alignment with what you shared, Juan, about the Angular conventions.
Okay, I'm going to share with the Slack channel that what I mentioned. A very good documentation.
Please share that also. Okay, so yeah, we can finish the meeting. Juan, also again, thank you for the talk. It was really insightful. The bisect is something that I'm going to try actually because it seems fun. So yeah. Okay, bye bye everybody. Thank you, Juan.